Today we're going to make a free library. So I decided to make it pretty much a square with the front end being a little bit shorter than the back end. That way I have a sloped roof. The back and the bottom are going to be 15 inches, 15 by 15. The sides are going to be 15 inches on one side and then 13 inches on the other side. And I'll keep that sloped roof. And the opening will be 13 inches. And we have plexiglass for the front door. So I'm going to make out my measurements now and cut them and get the pieces all separated and glue them together. And down because my cuts weren't as straight as I wanted to because I don't have a table saw. A square down and going along those lines, man, it's still my cuts were not straight as they needed to be. So I sanded it down, trying to make it even so it would be nice and flush everywhere around. So nothing's glued, but the back side is 15 inches, the front side is 13 inches, keeps that nice little slope. The backbone I trimmed off about 1 inch from it. That way it matches with these sitting on top of here. And now next step is going to be gluing it. All right, I got everything pretty much attached to size anyway. It's gonna be the roof. It's about a 2-inch overhang on either side. I made a mistake. So that's why I always do it twice. And make sure you're doing it the right way. So these were supposed to go on the outside of here. So since I glued it already and screwed it down, I said, you know what, screw it. So I put the back side in and I had to trim it up, and now it's a little wobble job. But you know what, it's a free library and I think it's gonna look really good. And I'm gonna paint it, caulk it around the corners, get the roof on. Right now I'm cutting the door. It's 13 and a half by 15 and a half. I'm gonna cut it and then I'm gonna use my jigsaw and cut a little opening out. I put my plexiglass and get some hinges, and oh yeah. Now I'm gonna use epoxy on all the joints. All the way down, all the way around the corners to make sure this thing is waterproof. Don't want any condensation or anything else getting inside of it. Tell you what, this is a very good learning experience. Plexiglass, you need a knife. You need a special knife to cut it. Didn't have it. Used a saw blade. It worked okay. Jigsaw cracks it all up. So I put two pieces together. I covered up with a piece of trim. Everything's gonna be painted. Everything's gonna have epoxy on it. It's gonna look okay. Is it gonna look perfect? No. It kind of ticks me off a little bit, but I still got to, I still got to put a bead of epoxy right here. I'm gonna epoxy here on the sides and over here as well. Is it gonna look cute? Yeah. Is it gonna look like adorable little kid made it? Most likely, but it's a learning experience. My next one should be about 0.5 times better. So this roof stuff, it's sticky on the back. It comes in big long sheets for values of your house, but however it works really well, especially for roofing something small like a free library. And it just folds under, just like that. You might use your trusty knife and snip the edge here. That way it folds under. Will it ruin your knife? Well, it won't make it work any better. I'll tell you that. You're able to clean it and stuff, but it's definitely not a knife sharpener by any means. It's waterproof, and it is sticky as hell. Wrapping a present. This is going to be a present, by the way. It's our secretary at my job. It's going through some tough times, and she's always wanted one, so we figure we'll oblige her and make her one. These free little libraries. Now, I'm not a master carpenter by any means, not even close. I'm definitely better at what I do professionally than what I do this. But the only way you learn is if you get out there and try. If you don't try ever, you're never good at shit. Or stuff, I should say. There. And this is a roof of a little free library. And views. So I'm really bad at using wood glue and stuff like that because I never think about it. And like I said, I'm not a carpenter, I'm just trying to learn. And you think I would take better care of doing things like that, but I don't. And I find my faults and I'm trying to get better at it, you know? There you go. I messed up the first door, man. I really did. It's I didn't know how to cut the plexiglass. Yeah, I'm probably gonna change it out one day, but you know what? For now, it's gonna work. It's gonna be just fine. It's at our house. I don't care. I'm not giving it to anybody. Plus, it has character, right? So the next door, I broke a lot of the plexiglass. So this one, I glued these pieces together and clamped them, let it set for about 30 minutes, which is good. And then I was able to salvage just enough to cover this up. Now, here's the tricky part. So I use these tiny little screws here. They're itty bitty, okay? And itty bitty little screws. And so this bit right here is what I usually use to do all my pilot holes. But if you do it with those little bitty screws, it's not gonna be any grip on it. It's not gonna have a good teeth inside of the wood. So I had to switch to this bit, right? But then if you use that bit, just for the plexiglass and the wood, you'll shatter the plexiglass. And you don't want that. So you have to use the bigger bit just for the plexiglass and then the smaller bit for the wood. But then, boom, you know what? It looks perfect and it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna epoxy all around this. Yes, I see that. I know it looks like crap, but it's the inside of the door. I'm gonna epoxy all around this and seal this all up. I'm gonna seal all the corners inside with actual caulk. And I think it's gonna be okay. Just caulked all the spots. Install the hinges. Now time for this dries. Probably paint tomorrow. Yep. A little homemade looking. It'll be alright. This one's gonna be a lot better. I'll have to caulk everything inside here. And here's the door for this one. This one looks a lot prettier. I want to fix the one that I did originally and screwed up. Anyway, everything is on there. It is it's glued down. It's siliconed inside. The door is also siliconed. The whole thing is done. I'm gonna clean that glass. It's nice and ready for some books in there. I don't know if she wants to stack them up or for, I'm not gonna put another shelf in there, so she's gonna have to stack them up. Anyway, I got this big gap right here, so you guys can see. And what I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna get some of that foam insulation for like AC units for in your house. I'm gonna stick that in there, and then that will seal that up, hopefully, and keep from all the moisture coming in and messing with those books. That's what you really want. You wanna make sure they're dry at all times. So I'm gonna paint it tomorrow or the next day, and that'll be it. Bucket of cement. We mounted it on here. Do some kind of locking mechanism. We're gonna paint it now. Two 2x4s because it was cheaper than a 4x4. Next time I might use a 4x4. I don't know if I can get some scrap wood, which I have some 4x4s, they're just not very straight because they're from pallets. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Need to paint it. And we're gonna dig a hole and put that bucket in the hole and then put some pretty flowers around it. Maybe fake flowers, I don't know. Now I'm painting. This is the most tedious part of the whole ordeal. I got the other one done. Looks all right. This one's gonna look a lot better. And it's gonna make the person receiving this really, really like it. So this whole thing's gonna be white, and then I don't know if I'm gonna mount it or not. We'll see. You can stack them up, or you can put them sideways, however you want to.
Can you help me?
You're doing so good.